microphone on, which I do. I want to welcome you ladies to the Inspiration in 30. My name is Gloria Ward, and I'm the founder of the I'm Loving Me project, where we inspire you to love yourself. Now, where have I been? I have been working, as you can see. This morning, y'all, the curler and iron actually went out or cut off or something like that. So I wasn't able to curl my hair this morning. So I had to, do the slick down until. But I want to welcome you guys to the Inspiration in 30. It has been a journey since we've been, working on our events and really trying to get ourselves in a position where we are getting out in the public, where we are making things happen, where we are actually fulfilling what the mission is and what the goal is. It's been a little bit challenging. Why? Because there's a lot of stuff we need to take care of in a short period of time. I have to make a lot of decisions about what to do and make a lot of decisions about how things will happen and talk to different vendors. So my time being on social media has been cut down. Now I would go ahead and get on just to look at, like little different posts and things like that. But between getting these events together, working on my clients, doing all that, it's just been crazy. But I never, ever, ever did not get up and do my inspiration. I probably would have to run out the door after that. But I would say I appreciate everybody who gets up in the morning and come. And I know that has been a change for everyone else too, because now that the kids are back in school, you're trying to figure out if you're going to still homeschool them or or go ahead and let them go to school. And also with everything going on with the Delta variant and COVID, I definitely understand that life, has been making this shift and everything. So I didn't want to come on here and be too long, but I wanted to give you some kind of inspiration. You can, join me live, or you can actually watch it later on our YouTube channel, which I want you guys to subscribe to. You can go to youtube.com/, I'm Loving Me Project, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're also on Facebook. You can subscribe to Facebook. We do have an event coming up in Pittsburgh, the Becoming Truly You experience, which is going to be September the 25th and 26th, where we are going to have the bomb speakers. We're going to have food and drinks and fellowship and all of this wonderful stuff. So let's get into the inspiration in 30, because I said I wasn't going to keep you. So, my question is, what do people get when they get you? Right? Have you ever asked yourself that question? When you are interacting with people, you either go into a new job, you just got into a new relationship, you are doing whatever it is that you're doing with your friendships. What do people get when they get you? What kind of person do you know yourself to be, where you are actually adding value to someone else's life? Or are you adding chaos to someone else's life? Right? I asked that question because somebody asked me that question. They said, Gloria, when you are working with these women and you are doing, all these amazing things, what do they get when they get you? And the first thing that came to my mind is, you get my passion, you get my love, you get, my determination, and you also get my listening ear, right? You also get my listening ear. And I said, for my relationships, you you get my understanding, right? Because what we don't do, y'all, is we don't realize that people are actually going through stuff and have their own opinions and their own perspective on life. And when you guys are coming together and you are joining, right? The biggest thing that we think about is how our needs and wants can be met, how the things that we want will be achieved in this relationship, right? And it could be work, it could be friendships, it could be personal relationships, it could be anything. Not knowing that the other person has their own objectives and everything on what they want out of you, right? So when you start to see the other person's side and you start to recognize that this person has a perspective, you have your own perspective, what do they get when they get you? How do you leave those relationships? How do you enhance the relationships that you have? Have you even thought about it? Right? When you go and you start a new job and everything, are you just excited that the fact that you have a new job, do they get the best of you? Or do they get that person who is just there to go ahead and pick up a check? So you're just doing everything that you can just to stay employed because what you're really thinking about is just making sure that when you get this first check, you're able to go ahead and start paying your bills, right? Or do you actually pay attention to go ahead and put a lot of effort into what it is that you're doing? What do people get when they get you? How are you growing and leaving a mark in someone else's life? How are you uh, uh, bringing that reciprocity to your relationships so that you can go ahead and help other people grow, right? What are some of the things that you know you need to fix within yourself in order to go ahead and bring your best self to everything that you're doing? I have this thing on my board that I look at most of the time, and it says, are you giving your best where you have your best to give? Are you giving your best where you have your best to give? And every morning I look at that and I think about that because I say to myself, there is always an opportunity for us to be able to give our best in anything, right? But sometimes we slack off because we always thinking about what we can get out of anything that we are trying to embark on, right? So we're not thinking about most of the time giving our best in something. We're thinking about what we can get out of a situation. We're not thinking about how can we leave the situation better than when we came into it. We're thinking about what we can get out of this situation in order to go ahead and better ourselves or get what we want, right? So, for example, you get into a relationship with someone, what are they getting? What are they getting? Are they getting the best of you? Or are they getting all those past relationships that you had before? And this person is trying to go ahead and have a relationship with you, but you got all these boundaries up. I don't really want a committed relationship. This person hurt me in the past and I can't do this. And, I'm not giving my heart to that. And I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. You got all these different things going on in your head. But then you turn around and you say that you want to be in a relationship with someone. You want to have someone. But what the hell are they getting? Are they getting that hurt, abused person who hasn't got over the last relationship? Or are you giving them a person who has healed and is celebrating their new life and who is open to loving again? Right? See, the things that we want them, but then we don't want to put the work into them. We want to be able to have more money, but we don't want to put the work in to get more money. We don't want to do what it takes, right? We want to be in a loving and committed relationship, but we don't want to do those things that it will take to be in a loving and committed relationship. And then we like to blame the other person as to why things didn't work out, right? You know, and what I'm discussing with you guys is, I'm telling you, it's just a growth process, right? It's a growth process that we go through, because we say to ourselves, what I'm bringing to the table should be enough. What I'm giving this person should be enough, but I'm not going to give all of myself. I'm not going to actually go ahead and be my authentic self. I'm not going to do that all at one time because I don't want to get hurt. It comes with a condition where it's like, ladies, we got to understand now, now we got to look at what people are bringing to us and what we bring to other people. Because we could talk all day long about the things that we want other people to bring to the table, but we can't even start to write a list of the things that we're bringing, right? You would say, I want my boss to be this way and be flexible and do this and do that. I want my spouse to have this, that. Like, you have a long list. But what are they getting when they get you? How are you acting? What are some of the things that you are putting into the relationship to make it thrive? How are you being a team player at your job in order to make things better? How are you becoming that leader in order for you to get things accomplished? What are the things that you are bringing as a parent to really help your kids thrive? Are you bringing them just anger and frustration, and reminding them of how much you're doing for them and the things that, you know, that you could be doing and where they would be, all that stuff? And I told you guys, my grandmother used to do that to us a lot as kids, where she would tell us, look, I'm only providing the basics for you, a roof over your head, some food to eat. I need you to go get an education. I need you to go ahead and write your own ticket. And I need you to go ahead and make sure that you can survive, because that's the only thing that I can teach you. So that's the only thing that she could bring to the table. But at the same time, that reassurance and that guidance and everything, she did her best, but it was always a constant reminder of what she wasn't going to do and who she wasn't to us. When you sit in with your family, your grandkids, your kids, and all that stuff, right? What are you putting into them? What are you telling them? Right? How are you bringing your best self? As a grandmother, what do they get when they get you? Do you give them the love that they need? Do you give them the proper discipline that they need? Do you give them the opportunity to be themselves if you are a parent? Do you give them the opportunity to express themselves? Are you that listener? And most of y'all would say, Glow, this house is so hectic and crazy. We've been through so much. We just trying to get things together. and I'm just trying to make it every day. I'm just trying to stay focused on what it is that I'm doing. I understand you. I get it. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we doing each and every day and get stuck in a routine where we don't even know how to get ourselves out. But I'm only here to remind you and to help you realize that sometimes you got to be able to sit back and be aware of how you are participating in the situations that you're in. How are you helping or hurting the relationships that you're in? And I want you to pay attention to if you are bringing your best self to these situations, or are you bringing this mean spirited person who is broken trying to make things work? What kind of person are you bringing? Because what we understand and what we know is not the other person's fault. Most of the things and the reason why you are where you are is because of you and your own thoughts. People follow you. People are only allowed to do what you allow them to do. And if you allow them to do certain things, they will do it and take advantage of it because everybody wants what they want. That's why I asked you the question in the beginning. How are you showing up? Right? What are you bringing? What do people get? We don't want to look at the rawness of ourselves. We don't want to do that because if we look at the rawness of ourselves, we sit up here and say, well, I mean, the only reason why I'm like that, Gloria, is because of everything that I went through. I mean, I yell and I scream, but that's the only way that they hear me, right? I sit up here and I try to get all my stuff together and I try to change and I try to do this. I hear you. I hear you. But at the same time, I will ask you this question. Would you be able to date you? Would you be able to be committed to you? Would you be able to hire you if you was the boss at the job? Would you be able to be your own best friend? And you got to be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? When the person asked me what do they get when they get you, when they get me, and I sat up there and I was like, all these things, you get a loving, caring person. And then I sat and I thought about it more. I said, sometimes you get a controlling person, right? I said, sometimes you don't get a listener, especially if it's something I already believe in. I'm not going to hear you, right? I'll hear you talking, right? But I wouldn't be digesting. I told them sometimes you get a person who just don't want to be bothered, who likes alone time, who likes to be in her own element, staring at the wall most of the time, just being. Sometimes you get a person who's so focused that they forget that you're there and don't do or pay attention to those things that you believe you should pay attention to. Sometimes you get a person who you believe might be a little overbearing and aggressive, right? But I know those things about myself. And I do my best every day to help improve it by being aware, which is how you get started, right? To be aware. But I don't sit up here and say I got all these positive things about me, not knowing that I got a lot of stuff to work on as well, right? What do people get when they get you? How do you handle yourself? Do you believe that people are supposed to meet all of your needs? And you say, no, Gloria, I know better than that. They're not supposed to meet all of my needs, but at least they're supposed to do what you consider the big things, right? If I'm in a relationship with a man, he's supposed to pay the bills and, make sure I have that type of security and, make sure our kids get along if we have a blended family and make sure all of that. But what do you need to make sure you do? Are you okay with helping out with the bills and making sure that you bond with his kids and you make sure you have all that? Some say, yeah, it's cool, it's fine, right? And then other times you like, no, mm-mm. I wasn't raised that way. I can't do that. I'm not into all of that. He's a man. He needs to take care of this. He needs to get that. Well, if that's what he's gonna get when he gets you, let him know up front. Let people know what they get when they get you up front. Because what you're doing is you're not taking away their choice as to if they want to be able to be in relationship with you. And that's in anything. That's a friendship, that's a job, and that's a personal relationship. Let your kids know, let your grandkids know how mommy and grandma operate so that they know and understand and they don't think mommy and grandma are so angry all the time. You know what I'm saying? By always looking at one thing and being one sided, not looking at who we are and the things that we need to correct, we put ourselves in this cycle. And we can't understand why we can't get ahead, why we can't do this, because we're not looking at ourselves. We're not looking at that person in the mirror saying, yo, look, yeah, I do got a little bit of issues. I really do. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror, y'all, and I just sit up there and I just be like, damn, gee, you gotta be able to really get yourself together when it comes to some of your control issues with other people. Because I have what most of us women have, which is if I don't do it, then it ain't done right. Right? And I know that. I really do. And I do my best to let go of control, but this is what I would do. This is what letting go of control is for me, which I have to correct. I will let it go and I will let people handle it. And then I can't look at it. Because if I look at it and it's not right, I'll take it back. Right. And I know you got to allow people to be who they are and to show you who they are so that you can improve on a relationship. And I have improved. I probably got, I would say, 45% better. But every time somebody work with me, they say, "What do you get? You get a person who's dedicated and loving and all that good stuff, but you also get a person who is a little bit controlling." It's not because I'm trying to be controlling, but in my head, I know and I can see where I'm going and what I want and how to get there for me and for you, right? Because this is how I'm thinking. And if I executed, it could go quicker. That's what I'm telling myself, right? Where we got to be able to understand, ladies, that in order for us to really grow and thrive, we still have to be in tune and continuously get to know who we are and understand how we show up in the world, right? We got to be able to do that. Because as we move around and have all these relationships, especially those of you who want to be business owners and have aspirations and want better relationships in your life and looking for love, you got to let people know what they're going to get. And you got to know what you're giving, right? That's why you have a lot of marriages and you wake up and you be like, what the did I marry? That's not that's not what you showed. That's not what you showed me. I married the mask. And now that I'm here, I feel like I'm stuck because I didn't tell you who I was up front. I didn't give you the opportunity to see the real me. I didn't give you the opportunity to make a choice. If this is the person that you're going to get, flaws and all, right? We got to stop sugarcoating things. We got to be able to know and to understand that we have to add value to people's lives as much as you want someone to add value to yours. We can't just take, and expect, and not give anything. I do cook the meals, Gloria. I do keep the house clean. I do all that. Is that what they asking for? Or is that what you assume they want? Because it's a great question to ask the person, what do I get when I get you? Because you're really asking, who are you? What do I get when I get you? What was amazing about your last relationship? What was so amazing about your last job that you like? What is the awesome thing about being a mom? Because, see, when you ask questions like that, people will tell you who they are and what they expect. When you go out on a date with someone or you currently in a relationship or marriage or whatever, and you sit up there and you ask them that question, they would tell you. They would tell you, oh man, my last relationship, the best thing that I loved was the adventure. What I love was was the way that they took care of me. What I love was how that's in here. Those are the things that they want and that they expecting you to give them. And then when they ask you, well, what do I get when I get you? Right? You let them know. Someone who's passionate but can be controlling, someone who's hardworking but also can be crazy at times. I like to be alone, and then sometimes I like to be around people. I'm not too moody, but you would know when I'm in a zone and when I'm not. But I could promise you this, if it works out where we become really close and good friends, You have my loyalty and you have my trust. In the beginning, I have my boundaries. Why? Because I need to make sure that you will be able to fit well in my world. And so when I do things that seem like they're out of order, it's not about you. It is me trying to figure out my feelings in this relationship. And we can talk about it whenever time you feel like like I'm off or I'm not giving you the kind of attention that you need. But what I'm looking for and what I want, I'm trying to figure out if you have that. And let me tell you what that is. You see what I'm saying? Honesty, not wearing that mask, allowing people to make their own decisions if they want to continue or not, letting people know this is what you get. Okay? Be aware of it and continuously ask yourself, right? Continuously ask yourself. Hey, Khadijah, if you're still on, I thank you guys for coming out. I really got to go. It's been hectic, y'all. I'm trying to tell you again, I haven't been on social media that much because we've been trying to get everything organized for the event. And then we got another one in October. And then we got a fundraiser in December, trying to find places and get speakers in place and do all that stuff. So I've been in and out. But things start early in the morning where, the whole day just get filled up. But I will do my best to try to keep going on, to keep coming on. But I want you guys to start coming out. We got Pittsburgh coming up, we got Atlanta coming up, and we got a fundraiser in December for Students Without Mothers coming up. We want you guys to participate because we on our journey and this is it. We're coming from behind the computer. I love the computer. I can connect with a whole bunch of you guys, but it's not until at Khadijah, when we hug each other, we laugh, we talk, we get our makeup done, we have a good time, we eat. That's the thing that matters, right? That's the thing that matters, that fellowship, that being around people who can inspire you and encourage you, right? This community is not just about an event. It's about establishing those things so that you can be able to really live your full life, right? It's not about just coming out to see a whole bunch of speakers to inspire you or whatever. It's about getting the knowledge you need to take back home with you so you can be better, right? We do these things online and everything so it could be a reminder. It can be, that safe haven when you need to lock in and watch something and get yourself together because we're not there all the time. But when we are there, you need to stay locked and loaded, right? Stay locked and loaded. There's so many people out here who need you, who need you. It's not about you coming to see me and a whole bunch of speakers. All of us have a story. All of us have a story. And the story that you share to other people, you just don't know how much you help them, right? You just don't know how much you help them and empower them and bring them to life because I don't have all the answers. What you have that I might not have, you can impart onto another woman. And that's what this community is about. Okay? So never ever feel like you can't come because you don't have the money, because it's in another state, because you feel like it's not for you. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. If you can come, come. If you just can't, because you feel like things are not working out, then that's fine, right? But if you want to be different, you're going to have to do something different. And that comes with stretching yourself and being somebody else. You can't be the same and expect different results. It just don't work that way. Trust me, I know. I'm going through that right now. I can't do the same thing I've been doing because I'm leveling up, right? I'm leveling up. So that requires more work, more time, more focus time. And it's okay because this is what I want. But I made a decision to do that, right? I love you guys. I gotta go. I already got my text for the day, but I will do my best to try to come on tomorrow. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Khadijah. Thank you, everybody who came on. I know it's been a little sporadic. I'm gonna get back on it. Look, see, my hair is even growing. I got little stuff back here. Look, my hair ain't even cut because I've been working and all that stuff or whatever. So I got to do a lot of stuff to get myself together, and my curler broke. So I don't even know. This is just gonna be the hairstyle for the day. But I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.